Okay, here's my emerging technology report. I'm doing my emerging technology report on the future of interactive travel. Also included in this would be virtual field trips and things like that. Also the augmented reality that was mentioned by a peer of mine in another presentation. The resource I am using here is also the resource I found from my TED Talk. Shown here is the screenshot of the resource. Jupiter is the planet being shown here, and it allows you to explore our entire solar system using real-time data rather than virtual data or anything just totally made up. You can track any element in our solar system, satellites, planets, moons, anything that's in our solar system. You can track it, its path, you can fast forward, rewind, do whatever you want. And there's a link to that resource. And there's the image of what the resource looks like when it's pulled up. You can see the name of it, Eyes on the Solar System, up in the top left-hand corner there. And the controls all at the bottom. I found this resource on TED Talks. It's one of the many ways interactive travel is improved by the emerging technology around us. Some other ways that we can improve our interactive travel and virtual travel is through the iPad, use of iPads, which have become more and more popular. And an emerging technology that I found out recently about is iTV. It's not out yet, but looks like it's going to be coming out in the next year or two. And here's a link to an article about the iTV. So I think those resources also are useful because it helps kinesthetic learners. They are guiding themselves through by making contact with the screen instead of mousing from one screen to another or mousing around on the same screen. They can use their hands to guide themselves through a virtual tour. And here's a little close-up of what the iTV may potentially look like. It would have touchscreen, FaceTime, and rumors say that it would also have Siri so that it could be voice controlled. How do I stay current with technology? The number one way I stay current with technology is through the cohort and my colleagues that I work with. Additionally, I listen to students and read articles on sites like TechRadar. There are other sites I read as well, and watch videos and webinars. Some of the videos and webinars I watch on my own time, and some, like the ones for this class, are required. Also, a lot of my staying current is by accident. Just searching them on the internet, I find a lot of resources and jump into it, find more resources that talk about an item. An example would be the Google Glasses. Recently I stumbled upon them by accident and found 3 or 4 articles that I read about them, watched a couple videos on them, all just because I stumbled upon them by accident searching around on Google. When and how is this technology going to be available to us? Well, obviously virtual travel has been around for a while. Interactive travel is just now evolving, I guess, and becoming better as iPads become more popular. Like I said, the virtual travel improves, and Eyes on the Solar System, this resource that I've been talking about, it allows you to explore our entire solar system with real data from NASA, is readily available now. It became available I think the end of 2011, beginning of 2012, and it's completely free. The iTV is not yet available, but rumors say 2014 is a likely release date, and imagine being able to have one of those in the classroom for virtual travel and interactive travel. influence on the learning environment, Eyes on the Solar System and other resources like it. Marsha showed us one the other day that allows you to dissect different animals and even the human body on an iPad. They will help make content more real for our students, and with tools like the iPad and iTVs, students will be able to be guided or guide themselves through learning. These tools are especially helpful for visual learners, but also, like I said, kinesthetic learners are going to benefit from this as well, especially if you have access to the iPad or iTV when it comes out. Cost, as I mentioned, Eyes on the Solar System is totally free, can be accessed anytime, anywhere, as long as you have internet access. iPads, we learned in earlier presentations that iPads can sometimes be too costly. However, they are a good resource if you can afford them. And the iTV would be ideal as well, but again, cost is a concern. They're rumored to be about twice as much as a TV of a like size when they are finally released. And then potential issues. There's not a great concern here. Eyes on the Solar System, there's a very small learning curve. It's very user-friendly. Virtual travel has existed for a while, but we are entering new territory since this is using real-time NASA data to explore the solar system. So you can see if organizations like NASA are starting to get involved, and the White House is involved, and other reputable sources like this, that virtual travel is becoming more relevant in education, and people are starting to take it more seriously, so it's only going to get that much better. There would be a learning curve with the iPad for some people, and it is pretty simple to use though, and then the iTV obviously would have a small learning curve with it as well. So how can I make this more accessible to the cohort? Here are the sites that I visited. I looked up some other sites that related to these topics that are linked up to these sites relatively easily, so you could follow my path if you want and start with these 3 sites. It's a great starting point. That's pretty much it for my presentation. If you have questions or comments, you can email me or contact me through the Blackboard site somehow. Thanks for listening.